Already, voicing mit Malchus, we all zoiche to hear the Sikha from the Rebbe that was mamash a סיום on Sefer Mishpatim. Everybody please come. Today when the Rebbe said this, when the Rebbe made this סיום, the Rebbe has gesagt, so megem tzedakah. Also today is the year of הקהל. Everybody please come and join the Verbringen of הקהל. Here, Arbel. Yeah, okay, whatever. Forget a few. Rabbi Isai, come and come back. Rabbi Isai, please. Rabbi Isai, come here. Come. Last week. Only it's not right for him. Yes. Okay, I'll take
it. So today we finished the 13th of the 14th quarter of Sefer Mishpatim, and we finish the last set of halachas, Hilchos Nachlas, and the end of Hilchos Nachlas, laws of inheritance. It speaks about orphans, about who takes care of the orphans, and how the Bezdin appoints guardian, patrupus, to take care of their the possessions until they get old enough to take care of themselves. And in Halacha Hey, the Rambam says that once they grow up, and they're able to take possession of their inheritance. So, what's with the one that was spending the money? That was taking care of them. He was buying their food. He was taking care of them the whole time. Does he have to prove to them that he took care of it in a responsible way or not? So the Rambam says, no, we believe them. Does he have to take a shavua, not take a shavua? That depends. Did the Bezdin appoint this guardian, or did the father appoint the guardian? But in any case, he's believed, so he doesn't have to pay anything. Then the Rambam continues about what sort of mitzvahs are they. Can he spend the money to buy them a lulav, for example? So the Rambam says, in general, if it's something that has a fixed, it has a kitzvah, that it has limited, finite cost, like a lulav. You could get a very expensive lulav, but there's only one lulav you're buying. So then he has to also pay for the chinuch of the orphans, of the Yisaimim, and he buys them. So the Rambam is very interesting. He writes about lulav, sukkah, tzitzis, sefer teira, tefillin, mezuzahs, and megillah. So you have the Ketanim are putting on tefillin over here also. So any mitzvah that he has to, he spends the money for that. But tzedakah not. Why? Because tzedakah has no limits. But tzedakah ain't like kitzvah, so you don't take tzedakah. So the whole discussion in Achareinim, the whole Mugad the Kesicha, and Parshas Pinchas, and the Kut Kesichas Chelik Lamed Ches, and it says, so why shouldn't you have them give Meiser? So then that has a kitzvah, it'll be 10%, and a whole discussion over there in Likut Kesichas. And then at the end of that Sikha, actually, that Sikha was Tov Shem Mem Vav. We just heard now in the Sikha Yemis, we heard the Rebbe speaking about this last halacha from Tov Shem Mem Hey. So it's very interesting because the Rebbe builds on what he says in that Sikha. He quotes what he said in that Sikha. It doesn't say with Tov Shem Mem Hey, but he quotes the Pirush that we just heard. We'll go over in a second. And then the Rebbe adds on to it. Later years, the Rebbe added even deeper, more al Pichsidus. In any case, the last halacha is halacha yud beis. Afal pisha ein apatrupus tzorech lasses cheshbon. Even though the guardian does not have to account for the money that he spent, like we explained before, there's halacha yud beis and halacha hey. The Rambam explained, like we just said, that he doesn't need to prove that he spent the money in a particular way. So even though he doesn't have to prove it, nevertheless, tzorech lachashev beinei lebein atzmei, he has to nevertheless himself be very, very exact in his calculations, ladaktek, to be very exact, ulahazer harbe, and to be very, very careful, me'avin shalelu hayasemin, because although he doesn't need to make a proof to the orphans, but he has to make a proof to the father of the orphans. And who's the father of the orphans? Is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shehu Reichav Arovis, the Rambam says. So that's what we just heard the whole Sikha. What is the Rambam used a very unusual term. Hashem is Reichav. Arovis is one of the heavens, one of the Rekim. And he rides on top of the Arovis. How do you know that Hashem, when he's father of Yisaimim, is Reichav Arovis? Remember, he quotes the Pasuk in Tilim, Kapitel Samach Seilu, Lo Reichav Arovis, V'gemer, Ave Yisaimim V'gemer. That Seilu, we'll talk about what the word Seilu means, but the Reichav Arovis, that the Pashtonim, the Rebbe brings down from Tzemach Tzedek and the Pirush, but the Pashtonim that say it means either praise, Seilu, or Reichav Arovis, or Reimamu, to exalt the one that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who is higher than the Rekim, higher than Arovis. And he's the Avi Yisaimim, so he's the one that's the father of all of these orphans. So further, Slikul Hilchas Nachlas beside the Shmais, that's the end of Sefer Mishpatim. Sefer Shleisha Aser. Should start the next one, or you have somebody else for the Psicha. But soon just give the beer over here, so we start Psach Picha, Shvat Tzedek, V'din, Oni Be'evyin, Sefer Sheftim, Vu Sefer Abbas, so it's the 14th Sefer, it's Hilchas Sanhedrin, and we'll start with the first Halacha. The Perek Rishon Mitzvah Sesser Shal Teirel, V'maneh Sheftim, V'sheitrim, V'chol Medina, V'tinu, V'chol Pel, V'chol Pel, Shenem V'sheitrim, V'sheitrim Tilu, V'chol Shorecha. But you have to appoint both Sheftim, judges, and also Sheitrim, the police. Sheftim, Elu Adayonim, Akavuim, Bebezdin, and Baal Din, and Boim Lefneim. So the Sheftim, the judges that sit in Bezdin, and the litigants come before them. And Sheitrim, Elu Bali Makal Ritzua. And the Sheitrim, they're the ones that have a stick and they have a strap. V'heim Aimdim Lifnei Adayonim. And they make sure that the words of the Dayonim are carried out. Rabbi Nishnik, all of Shalom, many people here remember Rabbi Nishnik. He was the head of the Bezdin after he was Rabbi Roshi. Rabbi Hendel became after Rabbi Hirschman was Nifter, so Rabbi Hendel became Rabbi Bezdin. Rabbi Hendel was older, so he would have Nishnik was Rabbi Hendel. Take it. Rabbi Hendel said it's a fasting Rabbi Nishnik, so he became Hendel became Rabbi Bezdin, and Rabbi Nishnik became the Rabbi Roshi. In any case, he always used to say Meragim B'Pume when people would complain about the Teda. The guy that he says. Mir seinen Sheftim, nicht kin Sheitrim. We are the Sheftim. We're the judges. We're not the police to enforce the din. In any case, the Sikh in Chelik Lamed Ches. So the Rebbe asks, why is it the Rambam speaks about the Apotropos making a calculation, K'moshe B'Yarnu, and it's 7 halachas before. It's halacha hey. This is halacha yud beis. Why didn't he say it over there when he's talking about the cheshbeinis? Does the apotropos, does the guardian need to make a calculation or not? So he said the halacha hey. So if he has to do it not for the Yisayim, but he has to do it for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so let him say it over there. So the pashtus, you could say that the Rambam ends each one of the 13 svarim with something which is a heiron avedus Hashem. So he brings down something deeper. So therefore he pushed it over here. But the Rebbe said that's not enough of an answer, because the Rambam, the Gedul Adiyuk and the Rambam, that it must have some cheshbon to what came before. The Rebbe says that his response to the previous halacha is talking about being mechanech, the Yisayim, educating them in mitzvahs, these orphans. So what do we see? That's normally the obligation of the father. The father has the obligation to educate his children when it comes to mitzvahs. So this apotropos, this guardian, is not only the guardian of the possessions, of the money of the father, in order that it should be intact for when these orphans grow up. He's mamish taking the place of the father. He's responsible for the chinuch. But the emes is that the real av, he's the shliach, he's makam av, but it's really avi Yisaimim, that the Eibush is really, he's fulfilling the shlichus, so to speak, of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore he has to be careful that he's the one that has to be mechanech them for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Avi Yisayim. So the Rebbe says, so that's why, it's the same answer why it says Reichav Arobis. What's a Reichav Arobis? So first the Rebbe brings down what we just heard in the Sikha from Memhei. The Rebbe brings down the Poshta Pshat is from the Gemara in Chagiga, that there are 7 Rakim, and Arobis, it says in the Gemara in Chagiga, Daf Yud Beis. So that's the place of Tzedek, Mishpat, Tzedakah. Tzedek, Mishpat. So therefore you have to be medactic, because this is the place. It's tzedek and mishpat, so you have to be very, very precise. And that's what it speaks to the Eibishter's Reiche Varov. Balderach HaRemez, the Rebbe said, and he mentioned it briefly in the Sikh over there, that it's also the place was the Tal Tchiyah, the dew which is going to make Tchiyas HaMesim. So therefore you have to be careful to make a cheshbon of the Kodesh Baruch Hu, Reiche Varovis. You also have to make the cheshbon, have to keep in mind that the father of these Yisaimim is soon coming back to be Tchiyas HaMesim, and you have to make a cheshbon to him. What did you do with my Nechasim? What did you do with the education of my children? Did you take care of them like you were supposed to take care of them? He's going to have to face the father face to face. And that's also the Remez over there in Reiche Varovis. And then the Rebbe adds, Yeshleimar, that's why the Rambam brings also the first word from the pasuk Seilu, Reiche Varovis. And he brings down Pirush that Tzemach Tzedek has a different Pirush, the word Seilu, than all the Pashtanim over there in the pasuk. Tzemach Tzedek teaches Seilu is Lashon Mesila. Because Seilu, Kanu Derech, it says it's making a road, making a path. So that's the inyan of the Apotropos, that the Chinuch is to make a Mesila. It brings down the pasuk also in Tillim, Mesilos Bilvavim, to make a pathway to the heart, that the Torah and the mitzvahs should find its way into the heart of the children. So there's a passageway, so to speak. There's a path between the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Reiche Varavis, with the hearts of the children, and that's the Seilu, the Reiche Varavis. You're making a path through the chinuch and taking care of the children and standing in the place of their father to make it that they should have this connection with Hashem, who's the Reiche Varavis, by making the path. And so of course, for us, it's the God lineage for chinuch, and to make sure anyone who have the ability to reach, to be machanech them, alimra teira, kiyum mitzvahs, and shnas hakils, everything's obviously connected with hakil. So l'chora, you'd be making siyam Rambam anyway. So it's not a special gathering for hakil. So what's that? It's a hakil. So the man should be yilmudu. They have to learn and learn to fear Hashem. It's very, very balabatish, but it says that it's the elama neshamas elama emes, and all the neshamas that are over there. So that's the world with the truth, and they see everything that's happening over there. The Rebbe said after the Yitchat, the Rebbe said even the people that thought that they could fool the Rebbe and he doesn't see him now, he says now they for sure they understand that everything is open. So now. So we're holding Atat Kult Mashiach, and all that can be the Tal Tchiyah from Araves, and can bring everybody back to life. So all of these people, you have to face all of these people who know everything that we're doing and everything that we're saying, and Eltzvah Stutzach, when they come after these picked face to face. People are worried about facing HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What are you going to face? People from Meil Ma'emes, and it's like Rav Yechon Ben Zakkai says they have a fear from HaKadosh Baruch Hu and fear of Basa Badam. So there's one thing, the Eibishter, he sees everything, but they're going to have to face these people that know everything on everything about me. So that's of course it's even lower than Yirat Tata. It's not Yirat patience before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yirat patience before another person. I don't know what kind of darga of Yirat that is. I don't think it makes it a Tanya such a darga of Yirat. In any case, that whatever it takes to go and add on Yiras Hashem, so that's the Erof Mishnas Hakil, that everybody should use the opportunity from this year to make more Hakils and sign up and all the Shmulzamen for arranging the Verbringens and for pushing and Hakil.
We are just less than a month from the סיום Rambam, סיום Sefer Rambam, Base here, ותחילת river, Sunday. סיום Sefer the Marzer with Shloshim Brokim, Perek Echos, Sefer HaMitzvahs, Hakel, everything together, and we'd like to ask everybody if they have some kind of ideas how to make this סיום Rambam to be Leilo. Please come by, you can speak to Shmuel Kramer. He's busy. I'll give it over to him, he can speak to me.
Rabbi, I'm sorry I didn't come.
It's okay.